Hey everyone, and welcome. Good to see everybody here. Please make sure you smash that like button on your way in. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you're made aware when we do things like this and we go live. All right, let me get my chat open here. Give some shout outs before we start. Let everybody get in. Hello, Juror 11. Carol, and thank you for your order, Shy. Carol, good to see you. Dawn, always good to see you. Hello, Looby Loo. Nana. Hello and good morning, Nana. I hope you're feeling good today. Yeah, last night everyone was freaking out. I was going to go live last night, but I was so tired, you guys, because I'm up at like 5:30 every morning, and it gets to be a lot. Okay, Mitch. Hello, my love. Looby Loo says, I read somewhere that BK said he knows the... I doubt that. Please mask your words in chat. Loobaloo, I'm going to take that off only because you got to mask that K word in chat. I've already got a warning because I guess I slipped up and swore a couple times in my last live, so I got a slap on the wrist from YouTube. Carol says, yeah, he sees them every day in the mirror. Okay, so let's get going with this stuff, you guys. So the first thing I wanted to show you now, yesterday I think I can do it this way. Come on, where is it? Hang on a sec. Window. Oh, okay. Maybe it'd help if I clicked on share. There we go. Okay, so remember yesterday I said I didn't know if we were going to be able to see the hearing on the 18th. Well, here it is right here. Can you guys see my pointer? Kind of disappears on the white. But if you look right across from where my arrow is, 6/18/2025, scheduled hearing, 12:30 p.m., it looks like we are going to be able to see it. If you see the one right at the top, it says sealed. Those are the ones we can't see. So we didn't get to see that hearing. But the one for 618, we are going to be able to see. Now, there's one for the 6-2. This one was canceled because it was with the former judge. Now, what they did is they put in the hearing for 618, and they canceled the one that was supposed to be on so June 18th, we're going to have one, but they canceled the one from July 21st, and that was with Hippler too. And they changed it to the 30th. So I don't know. We should be able to see that one too. This one's canceled on July 21st, but then we got another one on July 30th. So we should be able to see that one. And then obviously the jury trial starts on August 11th. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to see the jury selection. I don't think we're going to be able to see that. So let's get into the document. Now, do you remember? It's like, oh gosh, they're back. Well, we missed some of it. I don't know if it was blacked out that we couldn't see it, but in the end, I did see them handing them some papers. But this is what they were discussing. And hello, Mel Mac. Nice to see you, my love. And thank you for that, Shy. I appreciate you. Okay, so here it is. Now, I do believe there's only a little bit changed in each order. The judge gave an order to the defense and to the prosecution. We're going to go through the defense one, and then we will skim through the one that he sent to the prosecution because it is a little different, but a lot of it is the same verbiage just at the beginning. Okay, so he ordered this yesterday. Look at this. At 2:15 p.m. yesterday. Document and records hold order for the defense. Based on sensitive information not previously publicly circulated that was reported during a recent Dateline TV program. He is pissed that this got out, you guys. Program relating to this case, and then it has a footnote 1. Let's go to that footnote. And it's the terrible night on King Road that NBC televised on May 9th, okay? Related to this case and the defendant, Bryan Kohberger, it appears likely that somebody violated this court's non-dissemination order. Such violations not only undermine the rule of law, potentially by persons charged with upholding it, but also significantly impede the ability to seat an impartial jury and will likely substantially increase the cost to try this case. I'm going to stop right there because this is something that we did hear yesterday. Such violations not only undermine the rule of law, potentially, okay, where is it? But also significantly impede the ability to set an impartial jury and will likely substantially increase the cost to this. This is supposed to be trial. Oh, cost to try this case. What I think that means, you guys, is they're going to be sequestering the jury now. So for the whole length of this trial, now this is just my opinion based on this verbiage. We did hear him speak a little bit about this yesterday, but they may have to now sequester the entire jury, and he wants 20 jurors. He wants 8 alternates and 12 jurors. 20 people sequestered for over 3 months. Can you imagine the cost of that? Also, by extending the time it will take to seat a jury and potentially requiring a lengthy period of juror sequestration. I do believe that he is planning on sequestering this jury. Okay? Importantly, such violations potentially frustrate the ability to ensure both sides receive a fair trial. So I think he's going to sequester them so they cannot get any information that comes out during the trial. Accordingly, the court finds that it is imperative to attempt to see that the source of such leak is identified and held to account. He's going after whoever did this. And all they really got to do is subpoena Dateline. Where did you get your information? Who did you get your information from, right? And that doing so is the best deterrent to future violations. Accordingly, the court finds it appropriate to exercise its discretion by entering this order. He also will probably call in a special prosecutor for this. It is hereby ordered that all persons who at any time, past or present, work directly or indirectly by employment, contract, consultation, or otherwise, or on behalf of the defendant, Bryan Kohberger, or his defense counsel, or otherwise engaged in the investigation of the redrums that are the subject of the instant case on their behalf, and hereby prohibited from deleting, discarding, overwriting, destroying, altering, or otherwise making unavailable any, whether electronic or in material form, records, files, documents, metadata, messages, emails, text messages, direct or private messages, phone logs, or logs of communications, regardless whether made or kept on a work, owned, or personal account, device, or messaging app. So that means their personal phones, laptops, computers. Doesn't just mean their work computers. He gonna want it all. Listen to this. That in any way that relate to or document the fact or substance of communications with third persons, including representatives of the media or other persons or entities outside of law enforcement, which communications in any way relate to, refer to, or concern the investigation or defense of Bryan Kohberger. The facts or allegations uncovered or reported to law enforcement or defense counsel concerning Bryan Kohberger, or the investigation into the redrums that are the subject of the current or then potential criminal prosecution of Bryan Kohberger, collectively documents or singularly document. All such documents or materials or records that could potentially constitute a document, even if it is uncertain whether such meet that criteria, shall be preserved and must be protected from deletion, alteration, or loss until further order of this court. Any feature on any device or account that is set to automatically delete or overwrite information that could be covered by this order must be immediately disabled. It is further ordered, here we go, that within 7 days, the lead defense counsel shall submit to the court in camera a list of all individuals within their team, past or present, who are known to have had access to any facts related to the investigation of the defendant, including but not limited to surveillance videos of the suspect vehicle 1, the AT&T records for the defendant's cell phone, and the content of the defendant's cell phone and other electronic devices and social media accounts, including internet search history, photographs, and information associated with the defendant's Amazon account, or any information referenced in the above mentioned Dateline episode regarding this case. Counsel is further required to provide a copy of this order to all such individuals and document that it has done so. Failure to comply with this order may be a basis for a finding of contempt of court and such other civil and criminal consequences as may be appropriate. What do you guys think? Okay, now the prosecution got a similar one, and I've got it. I'm going to read through that one too, and then we're going to discuss it. Okay, so here is the one given to the prosecution. Now, this is a little different, okay, because to me, reading through it, and I will ask you at the end what you guys think. To me, he's thinking that somebody in law enforcement did this. Like, I don't know how this would benefit Bryan Kohberger's team leaking this information. And from the way I'm reading this, the judge is thinking that it's somebody from law enforcement or the state, right? Based on sensitive information not previously publicly circulated that was reported during a recent Dateline TV program, this is the same, and defendant Bryan Kohberger, it appears likely that someone currently or formerly, look at this. This is the difference. It appears likely that somebody currently or formerly associated with law enforcement or the prosecution team violated this non-dissemination order. If we go back to this one, it says that someone violated this court's non-dissemination order. It appears likely that someone, right? But in the one that they sent to the prosecution, it says it appears likely that someone currently or formerly associated with law enforcement or the prosecution team. Okay? See the difference? That someone violated this court's non-dissemination order. It appears likely we should do this. It appears likely that somebody violated. Okay? But in this one, it says it appears likely that someone currently or formerly associated with law enforcement. Such violations not only undermine the rule of law potentially. Okay, so this is the same. Okay, so then it does give a little bit more too. Such violations not only undermine the rule of law potentially by persons charged with upholding it. See, I think that they're trying to say that this came from the prosecution side somewhere. But it also significantly impedes the ability to seat an impartial jury and will likely substantially increase the cost to be borne by the taxpayers of Latah County. See, it doesn't say that over here. It doesn't mention Latah County over on this one. So we'll read through it to see the differences, okay? To prosecute this case by extending the time it will take to seat a jury and potentially requiring a lengthy period of juror sequestration. So he's going to sequester the jury. Hello, smiling is contagious. Hello, everybody coming in. Accordingly, the court finds it imperative to attempt to see that the source of such leak is identified and held to account, and that doing so is in the best deterrent for future violations. Accordingly, the court finds it appropriate to exercise its discretion by entering this order. So, for the prosecution, it is hereby ordered that all persons who at any time, past or present, work directly, indirectly, employed by employment, contract, consultation, or otherwise on behalf of any law enforcement or prosecuting agency engaged in the investigation or prosecution of persons for the redrums that are subject of the instant case are hereby prohibited from deleting, discarding, overwriting. Okay, this is all the same. Or likewise, making unavailable, whether electronic or material, files, record. This is all basically the same. Private messages, phone logs, communication, regardless of whether made or kept on a work-owned or personal account. So that's the same. Anyway, relate to or document the fact of substance of communication with third persons, including representatives of the media or other persons or entities outside of law enforcement with communications in any way relate to, refer to, or concern the investigation of Bryan Kohberger. The facts or allegations uncovered or reported to law enforcement concerning Bryan Kohberger, that's different, or the investigation into the redrums that are subject to the current potential criminal prosecution of Bryan Kohberger. Okay. All such documents or materials or records that could potentially constitute a document, even if it is uncertain which such meet. So this is the same. It is further ordered that within 7 days, the state shall submit to the court in camera a list of all individuals within law enforcement and prosecuting agencies, past or present, who are known to have had access to any facts related to the investigation of the defendant, including but not limited to surveillance videos. This is the same. This is the same. But this is added with the defendant's Amazon account. That wasn't in this one. Yeah, see, the Amazon account. Oh, yeah, it was defendant's Amazon account. Okay, I'm sorry, my mistake. Any information referred to as the above mentioned Dateline episode. The state is further required to provide a copy of this order to all such individuals and the document that it has done. Failure to comply with this order may be basis for a finding of contempt of court and such other civil and criminal consequences. So it doesn't matter whether you're on the defense or the prosecution. If somebody from your side leaked this, you're getting it. Okay? But this is also added. Okay, so we got this. It's further ordered within 7 days. Okay, the lead defense counsel shall submit to the court in camera. Now, there's an extra part added to the prosecution. Within 7 days, the state must also provide to the court a written plan designed to address and prevent the future unauthorized disclosure of information related to this case and what it has done or proposes to do to identify any violations of the court's non-dissemination orders previously entered in this case and those responsible for such violations. So, and I'm telling you guys right here from the beginning, it appears likely that someone currently or formerly associated with law enforcement or the prosecution team violated this court's non-dissemination order. Whereas over here, in the one sent to the defense, it says it appears likely that someone violated this court's non-dissemination order. They're not accusing the defense here, but it seems to me they're accusing the prosecution here. So, what does this all mean? Well, I'm going to tell you, for the judge to act as quick as he has on this after the hearing yesterday. Now, I believe the part that was sealed that we couldn't hear, that was not open to the public, is exactly what they discussed. The judge probably grilled both sides. So don't say I'm just picking on the defense here. Both sides. It seems to me he has come to the conclusion already that it appears likely that it is someone currently or formerly associated with law enforcement or the prosecution team. That's huge. That is huge. Yes, they can subpoena Dateline. So, if the prosecution doesn't figure out who did this, then the judge is going to, if he has to hire a special prosecutor, he's already said it, he will hire a special prosecutor to look into this. And whoever is responsible, I believe if it's somebody from law enforcement or the prosecution team, past or present, is going to not only be fired, I feel like, to set an example, because he says it, he wants to do it to deter future violations. I feel like they're going to be charged not only with contempt of court, but they're going to be charged criminally. So now I feel that what's going to happen is Thompson is going to subpoena Dateline or get a court order for a subpoena for them to give up who told them what. Where did they get their information? And for Dateline, knowing there's a non-dissemination order, I've lost all respect for them. All respect. They never should have released that material. I thought, and the same, Ashley Banfield interviewed Kaylee Goncalves' father. And he said, well, obviously it's going to be put out to the public if Dateline's putting it out already. We just haven't seen it yet. That's not true. It was never going to be released until trial. So even Steve Goncalves thought that we would shortly see these documents in the state of Idaho record here. But we didn't. Now, there are other ones, too, that came out here. This is the amended order that I read the other day governing conduct in the court. And this was before yesterday's hearing. Second motion to seal defendant's proposed jury instructions. So this is basically just saying that Bryan Kohberger, by and through his attorney's record, and hereby moves the court for an order to seal the defendant's second notion of filing proposed jury instructions. And there's the judge's order sealing it. And then these are ones that came out last night. And these are the ones that I showed you. Now, this one here, the purpose of this order is to explain the reason. Let me just blow this up so you guys can see it and get this off the screen. The purpose of this order is to explain the reason for the sealed hearing this morning, May 15th, held to inform the parties about the orders to maintain records that the court entered today. So that part of the hearing that we couldn't see, why they were delayed, they tried to blame it on a different case. It was for this case. They had a hearing before because they should have started at 11 and they didn't. They started much later. So that's why, is because they had this sealed hearing. So that is why he did this. The purpose of this order is to explain the reason for the sealed hearing this morning, May 15th, held to inform the parties about the orders to maintain records that the court entered today and to determine whether a sealed hearing was needed at the end of today's open hearing to discuss jury selection questions. So, and then these two are the orders that I am showing you here and here. Yeah, I just read that, Melmac. And yes, they can subpoena Dateline. They can subpoena whoever they want. Yes, absolutely. There's Rose. Hello, my family sister from a different mister. Melmac says, Dateline will or already have lawyered up. I don't want to be pessimistic, but getting anything from Dateline will be like pulling teeth. Well, if there's an order by the judge to come to court and explain where they got their information, I don't know. They can say, just like we've seen this in many cases where the media is covered for their confidential informants, right? They could play that card, get their lawyer involved, play that card. We have confidential informants. We're not giving them up. I don't know what the judge is going to do with that. Yes. I just seen that now, Carol. I don't know if they can be forced. I'm hoping, let me see, let's Google it. Google it. Can a news outlet be forced to give up their informants of information protected by court order? Let's see what it says. That's in Canada. I don't need Canada. Let's say in the US. In the USA. Let's research. In the US, a news outlet can be forced to disclose confidential sources and information under certain circumstances, even if it's protected by a court order. While there is recognized qualified privilege for journalists, it's not absolute and can be overcome in specific situations. Okay, so let's see what this says. Oh, you guys can't see it. Let me show you. Let me make this bigger. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at right here. Qualified privilege. Most courts recognize a qualified privilege for journalists, meaning they are not generally required to reveal confidential sources or information in court. This privilege is rooted in the First Amendment and importance of free press. There is no federal shield law protecting journalists from revealing their sources or information. This means the extent of the privilege varies across states and federal jurisdictions. Overcoming the privilege. The qualified privilege can be overcome in specific situations, such as where there is a strong showing of need for the information in a legal proceeding. Courts often weigh the need for the information against the potential harm to the public interest of a free press. So many states have enacted shield laws which provide stronger protection for journalists and the qualified privilege. These laws vary in their scope and can offer greater protection against disclosure of confidential sources and information. Enforcing subpoenas. News outlets can be held in contempt of court for refusing to comply with subpoenas or court orders to reveal information. In such cases, they may face fines or other sanctions. Courts often balance the First Amendment rights of the press with the need for justice in a particular case. The specific facts and circumstances of each case will determine whether the qualified privilege is overcome. So there you go. Okay, let me get back to this. Okay. Okay, so, dang, I don't have TV. I didn't see Dateline. I didn't see it, but I got it for free on a podcast. I got to listen to it all. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, Melmac. I appreciate you. Everything that Dateline said has been reported by YouTube sites. Yes. The YouTube people, like myself, even, um, rebroadcasted it, right? Nana says Dateline has a house full of attorneys that they won't give up. They will, their CI, they will take in contempt. Maybe. It's no Rose here again. It goes back to Canada doesn't let us. I even downloaded the app and everything, and it says not available in Canada because of our Canadian law. Fucking whatever our government did. Yes, it is online, I guess, for people in the U.S. and that, but we're not allowed to see it. Yes, I even downloaded the app, and it won't let me see it here in Canada. Yeah, I went to the website too, and it won't let me. Rose says they can't be forced. Well, the judge can order them to do it, and if they don't do it, they can face fines or contempt of court charges, whatever. Harlot Oscara says, I don't think Dateline will give up their source. No one would ever give them inside information again if they did, in my opinion. Yeah. So I guess they will take the contempt and they will take the fines and get thrown in jail, whatever they need to do. I guess they will do it. Like, Dateline's pretty huge, right? Yeah, it did say that in what we just read, but it says that the courts could still force them. Yeah, they've been down this road before, I'm sure. Yeah, we can't see it. Can't see it at all. I don't have Peacock. I don't think I can get that. I don't know if I can. If I do, it has to be a subscription and I'm not paying for it. Like I said, I did get to listen to it on a podcast, the whole thing. I got to listen to it. I just couldn't see it, but I got to listen to it. So, oh yeah, go look at, Kat, go look at my post from a couple days ago. I show it right there. I can hear. Let me bring it up for you. Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing for a minute, you guys. My YouTube. Okay, let me share. See? There's the one for global news. People in Canada can't see this content. In response to the Canadian government legislation, news content can't be viewed in Canada. And CBC is the same. It's the same with NBC and everything. These are the two I used to get all my information from, and we can't view it anymore. Can't see any of it. So I did post that on my community tab. Okay, so let me get back. Didn't know they could restrict you. Oh, yeah, they have. It's a pain in my butt. And that's why I say when I can't, like people say, oh, you seen this on the news and now you did your read. Like, piss off. Like, I can't get it. And if I don't know about the case, I can't go searching for information about it on the few places that I can get it. Sorry for the cough, you guys, my allergies. And we're in for one hell of a storm today. I just drank some of my coffee, so that should help. Yeah, but anyway. I was surprised too. Yeah, I thought this too. Smiling is contagious says, with all the shenanigans that Anna's thrown to try and get stick on the wall lately, and nothing is going her way, is this something that could in the future make a reason for an appeal? It appears to me by this wording right on the screen right now in blue that the judge is believing that it came from law enforcement, past or present, because over here, this is the order to the defense. It says it appears likely that someone violated this court's non dissemination order. And in the one sent to the state, it appears likely that someone currently or formerly associated with law enforcement or the prosecution team violated this court's non dissemination order. Where over here, it doesn't say that. It just says that it appears likely that somebody violated this court's non dissemination order. It seems to me that they're calling out the state. I thought that too. It's like everything that she has tried, she's failed at. But, and as much as I would love to try and blame this on the defense, because it could make sense, like this could be a reason to get an appeal. I mean, if he's found guilty, it's a DP case. It's an automatic appeal anyway. Even if they got the DP off the table, it's a life sentence. It's automatically appealed anyway. But these are all things that could be brought up, that he didn't get a fair trial, stuff like that. This could be a reason to give her an extension of time, right? It could be a motion for her to file sanctions. Look at, can't use the IgG, can't use his blood now because of this. So it's a battle within my head. I'm battling it. I'm not caught up in chat here. I'm battling it. Could this have been done by the defense? I think it's 50-50, but it seems to me that the judge thinks that it came from the prosecution. It could very well be a sanction. Your Honor, we want sanctions. We didn't do this. Nobody on our team did it. We want sanctions. We want the DP off the table. Could this, and I have fought with this Melmac. I have fought. But it seems to me, by this verbiage here that we're seeing that's underlined here in blue, it seems to me that the judge thinks it came from the prosecution. If we can't trust in the judge, who can we trust in, right? Canada is never going to become the 51st state. And it's like, there's been comments. You know what? I'm not going to say it because I don't want to piss off the Americans. I love you, Americans. I hold nothing against the people of America for what's happening. I love you guys. My family that's on here that I call family, that I call my sister, that are sisters from different Mrs. and Misters. They've become so close. They've been with me since the beginning. I think of they've got all my real government information. They know who I am. They've got my phone number. They've got my real Facebook. These people I trust are American, and they are American, all the way from California to Jersey. American. I love my American people. I love them. I don't like what's being thrown at us. I don't like the comments that Trump. So this isn't to my American friends, the American people. This is to Trump himself. It's like he made a comment, "Oh, Canada doesn't have an army." We don't need a huge army because everybody in the world loves Canada. We don't do things to piss people off like the way Trump has. We don't need a huge army. And who would we be defending invasion from? The US. And US is supposed to be our friends. But we do have a good sized army, believe it or not. Who's calling me a fraud? Is somebody in here calling me a fraud? Poor Carol. I know people, and I put another answer to somebody that recently commented. Let me see if I can bring it up. I put it on my post. I'm not, no, you guys are right. I'm not going to keep rehashing it. I've proven I don't put information and call it, okay, this is what I know, unless I already know, especially when it comes to stuff in Canada, because I have kids that have kids. I know how much people get a month. And it's some people that are lower income that make under, even if they're working and they make under 20,000, 25,000 a year, they can get up to $4,000 a month if they have 3 kids. Between the child tax, the Canada child tax benefit and the other child tax benefit, the welfare that they would get, the Trillium, um, there's GST rebates, carbon tax rebates, grocery rebates, everything. It comes to over $4,000 a month that you can get if you're low income with 3 kids. And that's just with one parent. I'm not including 2 parents. I'm including one parent with 3 kids. Add another guy to that, like if she added him onto her benefits, it would be even more. So, I love you guys too, Charlotte. I heard stuff that there's states that want to become part of Canada. Do you have a VPN that might? No, I won't deal with a VPN. I tried once and it messed up my whole computer, Melmac. Like, I'm not technically inclined enough to even try and set stuff like that up. Right? I agree. Smiling is contagious says, I hope and pray no one on the prosecution would jeopardize this case for the justice for those beautiful 4 souls, right? If anything, I don't think the people that are on the prosecution team did it. I think it could be somebody that they hired that they maybe decided not to use, that's seen some of this information and are bitter because they're not going to be used in the trial, so they're not going to get that money, right? Well, Canada loves all of you guys too. I love you guys. Aw, there's Rose. Aw, Kimich, thank you. It's Cheeto Puff. I mean, like, who wouldn't want to live in Canada? Like, I'm just going to touch on it briefly. Like, we've got some of the best support systems here for addictions, for people who can't get a job. There's welfare, disability, unemployment. That is, some people I know that are on some of these systems are getting money through the roof. All our healthcare is paid for. The only thing that we have to pay for, health wise, is if it's like cosmetic. Like, you're not going to get a free nose job or a tummy tuck. And even sometimes tummy tucks are covered if it's for medical reasons. Some breast reduction surgeries are covered if it's for medical reasons. Most of your dental is covered. Prescriptions, most of them are covered. Um, it's crazy. Who wouldn't want to live here? Oh, okay. I get you now, Shy. Carol, I'm not even gonna. Okay, I'll repost it. The orange guy. Peach Cobbler. This is Will's channel, and if she would like to speak a smudging about it, something she will. Uh-oh. I'm not talking about politics. It just happened to come up, and it's like, come on, stop. I just wanted to let people know because I was accused of being racist and everything. So if I want to talk about this and say, I love everybody in the US, I don't blame them for what's going on, I'm going to say it. Canada and Canadians are very polite, but don't get me on my bitch note. Because as polite as I can be the biggest bitch you've ever met. But I am entitled to say I don't blame the people of the US. And I love all my US subscribers. I love everybody in the US. I don't blame them one bit. Thank you, smiling is contagious. Where's my First Amendment right? I'm going to let it go now. Carol says, wasn't there a fourth member on the defense that was let go and another joined? I think there was one. Is it this case one passed away or something? Somebody passed away. That's why I think she needed an extension at one point in time. Oh my gosh, Shy. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are covered if it's medically necessary, but generally cosmetic stuff is not. Like, I had to get a bridge, a partial for some teeth that I had pulled on the bottom. They don't cover that. I have to pay for all that myself. But basic dental care is covered, and kids are always covered. It's very odd here. Well, it's like you either see what's happening or you're blind to what's happening, and it's cultish. It's very sad and it's very scary to watch. This channel is real news. Thank you, Charlotte. right? I'm not blind. You know what I mean? I choose not to. Even when I did have cable, you guys, I didn't watch the news. And any new cases are either brought to my attention over on Facebook, somebody will private message me, or generally on Sundays when I'm doing my live mini reads that I do for you guys. So if you do want your very own mini read, come and see me Sundays, 1 p.m. Eastern. Get your very own mini read or question if you want a question it asked. Um, but yeah, it's like, unless somebody brings it to my attention, I don't know about it. There's very few people I follow, and even some people that I were following, I don't follow anymore because it's getting too controversial. Um, you know what I watch? Uh, there's two people from my area. Well, one not really from my area because he's way up north. He's building his own cabin on property he bought out on the islands up near north of Honey Harbor, Georgian Bay. They bought huge pieces of land, uncultivated land. They're no sewer, no water, no hydro, no nothing. They're living off grid. He's building a younger guy there. He's building a cabin. His family has built up a cabin. I watch him. There's another one not far from me here that he goes out in the woods and with his younger brothers and just builds shelters. I watch road trips. There's a couple from I think they're from Ireland and they are touring the US right now. And I believe they are going to come into Canada. They're touring the US in this camper. And some of the things that they're in, they went through Idaho. I think now they've come from Idaho. They're coming across the US. I don't know where they are now. I haven't seen their latest video. I watch stuff like that because me dealing with this and my reads, like I don't do just what you guys see. I do private mini reads or private full reads too. I have clients that come to my house for reads. So it's constantly either true crime or reads, which drains me. So when I have a chance to watch something, that's what I watch. So Rose says, it's just validation how on point you are. Yeah, like I'd like to see some of these people tell me how I got so much information out then about this case. December, what was it? December 6th or December 9th. The title of the video is Arrest Coming because we didn't even know Bryan Kohberger's name back then. We knew nothing. If you haven't seen that read, go check it out. Long before the probable cause affidavit came out, long before we knew Bryan Kohberger's name, the information that came out in that read just after the red drums, like 2 weeks after I did that read, and the amount of information that is on point in that read, 99% of it has now come out as the truth. It even came out that the perpetrator was going to be somebody from the university that was a professor or teacher or lecturer that gave lectures or something. That even came out in that read December 6th, long before we knew about Bryan Kohberger. I also said in that read that the police had something, but they weren't telling us. That was the sheath. We didn't know any of that stuff yet, December 6th. So it's either December 6th or December 9th. You'll find that under the live tab, or you can search Arrest is Coming. It's also, I think, pinned to my main page, to the main top part of my page. Okay. Harlot Elskera. I love that name, by the way. The defense team replaced Jay Logsden with Bicca Barlow. She's an expert on DNA forensics. See, that's what I'm concerned about. Like, I've got to, how can I say this? I got to believe in what I'm seeing. And right now, what I am seeing is the judge seems to think that this came from the prosecution. But is it in the back of my mind that because nothing else worked to get the DP off the table with the defense, is this another tactic that they can say, Can't trace it back to us. And because of this now, Your Honor, we want the DP removed. I don't know, or some other kind of sanction, or needing more time now. I don't know. I don't know. It's in the back of my mind, you guys, but I've got to trust what I'm seeing the judge saying in these orders. And to me, by his orders, for those just coming in, this one here is to the state, to the prosecution. It appears likely that someone currently or formerly associated with law enforcement or the prosecution team violated this court's non-dissemination order. If you look at the order, this one here given to the defense, you can see that right up here. It says it appears likely that somebody violated this court's non-dissemination order. They are not saying it seems likely that somebody from the defense. No, they're saying it appears likely that someone violated this court's non-dissemination order. And here they are calling out the prosecution, saying it appears likely that somebody currently or formerly associated with law enforcement or the prosecution team violated the court's non-dissemination order. So I've got to trust that the judge got this right. Right? We trust him on everything else, and we commend him, and we love him for how hard he's being on this case and how strict he's being. Although that is still in the back of my head that the prosecution did this to try and get the DP off the table or to get an extension in the trial, I've got to believe that the judge got this right. So, which means I've got to believe that this is coming from either law enforcement, somebody from law enforcement, or the prosecution team, or somebody that has been let go. I've got to believe in that. So, I mean, it's up to you guys. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But that's what I've got to trust. We got to trust the judge. We got to trust that he knows what he's doing, and we got to trust that he's going to get to the bottom of it. And if it does end up being something the defense did, oh my gosh. I mean, could they bill the defense for sequestering the jury for the 3 and some months? Could that be a sanction that's levied against the defense if they find out the defense was part of this and that it wasn't the prosecution or law enforcement? Could they do that? I don't know. So I'm hoping, praying to God that it's not the defense that did this. Because if it is, they're making it harder to get a jury seated. And why they would want to prolong this trial, I don't know. Because even if he's found guilty, he's still got 20 years of appeals. You know what I mean? Excuse me. So I don't know, you guys. We're going to leave it there. I'm going to wrap it up. We've been here almost an hour. I've taken about almost an hour of you guys' time. We do have a storm coming in, so I want to get outside and get all my patio stuff, my cushions and everything in off my patio furniture, and make sure everything's battened down in the backyard before the storm hits, because it's supposed to be bad. So with that being said, I'm going to end it like I always do. Please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. I love you guys to the moon and back. Don't forget, Sundays, 1 p.m. Eastern. Come and see us right here live for live mini reads where you guys can get your very own read or a question answered. Okay? See you guys all.